Hello and welcome to NB Drives. My name is Nishmanya and today I'm trying a slightly different kind of video. I'm approaching the 1 month mark of being on YouTube as my first episode went out on 17th September and we're already midway through October almost. So I thought it'd be a good idea to look back at all the various videos that I've put out over this last month nearly and give you some insight as to why it is I picked the cars that I have reviewed and what my experience creating content around these cars has been, as this is all a new experience to me and I'm sure I'm going to learn a whole lot more going forward. So this is just my initial impression on what it's like being creating content around these cars. Now do note that this isn't the last episode of the month. There's one more review coming. That'll come out on Sunday and it's of quite an interesting luxury car. So do stay tuned for that and there'll be much more content coming beyond this as well. So let's jump into this video and take a look at all the stuff I've covered over this last month. Starting with the Porsche 718 Boxster, this was definitely one of the first cars I wanted to put up on my channel and fortunately it was the very first video that went live here. The reason behind this was because I wanted the Boxster to set the tone for the kind of cars that I would be able to bring to this channel. Predominantly performance cars that are fun to drive and not the easiest to get your hands on. But this channel would let you get an insight to that world of slightly more exotic cars. And personally also this was a big achievement for me because I'd never driven a Porsche sports car before. So it was a great experience not only to film and put the content out there for you guys, but for me personally as well. In terms of how this video performed, it's actually one of my more viewed videos on this channel. And despite my editing not being the best when I started this entire channel, the Porsche came together pretty well this video, but there's definitely been improvement in my opinion in the videos that came after it, where on the whole it was a great learning experience with a very cool and unique car. Moving on to the Toyota Land Cruiser LC300, this was another video I was very excited to be filming. And as many of you can tell, this was shot on the same day as the Porsche 718 Boxster. Now the reason I was so excited to be filming the LC300 was because of just how rare it is in India. Even to date, there are just a handful of units knocking around in the country, though there are more set to arrive as Toyota is going to begin deliveries in full force. I've also been a big fan of the Land Cruiser for many years, and when Toyota unveiled the newest generation of the Land Cruiser, I was extremely excited to get behind the wheel of this SUV. Though I thought it would take much longer for this to happen as the deliveries and the demand for this SUV have been sky high internationally and the waiting periods go up to almost 4 years. But fortunately, I got to drive one of the first units to be delivered in India and share with you the entire experience of how it was to drive. In terms of views also, the Land Cruiser LC300 has been my best performing videos. I have got over 6,000 views on the LC300 review, which is absolutely massive, and I'd love to thank you guys for all the support you've shown on this video. But I do think that the LC did most of the heavy lifting because of just how intriguing an SUV it is and just because of how uncommon it is in India right now. The reason behind me choosing the MG Comet as a car to review was actually quite simple. In recent years, there's been a big push from the automotive industry to electrify cars, not only globally but also in India. And it only made sense for me to get behind the wheel of the most affordable electric car in our market. That happens to be the MG Comet. Now, there was also the added benefit of it offering such a quirky design and unique form factor which with its 2 doors, tall boy design, and seating for 4 made it quite a unique proposition, especially for urban buyers. So I just had to get behind the wheel of it to see exactly how it performs, because the feature packed cabin didn't tell the entire story for people in real world situations in terms of how large it was, how usable it was, and even the performance figures aren't extremely impressive on paper, but as I found out, in the real world it's a different story. So if you want to know more of my thoughts about the MG Comet, do watch the full review. It's linked in the cards above. Reviewing the BMW iX seemed to be the logical next step after the MG Comet, as the Comet provided an insight to what the budget end of the EV market in India has to offer, while the BMW would give you a look at what the exact opposite premium end of the spectrum has to offer. Now, the iX is BMW's grounds-up built electric SUV, and it comes with some intriguing styling, plenty of space on the inside, a very luxurious cabin with all the features you could really want, and a very usable real-world range. The true test is to see whether it drives as well as a BMW should, because on the looks department, I think it doesn't look quite as nice and muscular as you would imagine a BMW to be. But after spending a bit of time with the BMW iX, my opinion of the electric SUV was altered, and I definitely do think it offers a very solid package in and around the 1 crore rupee electric SUV bracket. In terms of the views, the iX did decently in the first few days. However, it's not caught on as well as some of the other videos. It's still stuck around the 200 view mark. So I think there is scope for improvement there, and I definitely think that this is one of my better edited videos. So hopefully it gets some love in the coming weeks. Now, the latest among the car reviews I've uploaded to my channel is the MG Astor. And this is the car maker shot at the mid-size SUV space, which is dominated by the likes of the Hyundai Creta and Kia Seltos. When the Astor was launched back in late 2021, it had very unique styling that stood out from the rest of the segment and still does. However, its all-electric sibling, the ZS EV, has been updated to carry over quite a few of the design touches from the Astor. Another thing that was great when it was launched was its feature list. It was packed with all the stuff that you could think of at the time. And it even got some segment first things like level 2 ADAS safety features. However, with time, the models around it have been getting updated, and the Astor now is lacking a few features that are quite common in the mid-size SUV segment. So I aim to answer the question whether it is worth purchasing the Astor in today's market compared to its more modern rivals. And I feel like the answer is quite interesting. It's for a very specific kind of buyer. So you can watch the full review to find out whether the Astor is meant for you or not. In terms of views, the Astor video did fairly well. It has been picking up slowly, and the views have been coming in. It's around the 150 view mark right now. So I think it'll continue to pick up, and as I think it's one of my better edited videos, I would love to hear your feedback on how you think it compares to my very first review. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and found it fun, and I am not 100% sure whether this is going to be part of my regular scheduling. It's not part of any of my current series. But it could be an interesting idea to revisit the videos at the end of the month to see what it kind of was like to shoot them and what your reaction to them has been. And yeah, it might help us grow this community and tailor the content better for this channel. So do let me know whether you think this is a good idea to continue putting out these sort of review videos once a month. If you found this video enjoyable, do hit that like button. consider subscribing and share this video with anyone else who you think would like this sort of automotive content. As I alluded to at the start of this video, there is another review coming on Sunday. It's going to be of a quirky luxury vehicle. So do stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Sunday. Cheers.